Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful Thursday, but the drama we are getting on our screens right now is anything but peaceful. Grab a large cup of coffee and maybe a stress ball because we have an absolute mountain of chaos to unpack today. So let's just dive right into the absolute madness that went down at the hospital. And honestly, I am still trying to process what we just watched because it was a lot. Like, a whole lot. We all knew the fallout from Hope defecting to Logan was going to be bad. We knew Brooke was going to lose her mind. But I don't think any of us were prepared for the absolute nuclear explosion that just happened between Steffy, Hope, and Finn. Let's rewind for a second. A few episodes ago, we saw Hope completely shatter. Brooke basically disowned her. Brooke kicked her out of the cabin, turned her back on her, and just completely broke her daughter's heart over this whole fashion line drama. And Hope, who is already dealing with so much guilt and anxiety, just couldn't take it. She had a massive panic attack and collapsed right there on the floor of the Logan Gallery. Liam found her unconscious, and obviously he was freaking out. He wanted her to go to the hospital, and even though Hope was stubbornly refusing, she clearly needed medical attention. But here is where things get incredibly messy. Because somehow, John Finn Finnegan gets involved. Finn is a doctor, yes, we all know that, but he is also Steffy's husband. And Steffy is currently on a warpath to utterly destroy Hope and Katie for blindsiding Forrester Creations. So Finn taking over Hope's medical care, that is just a recipe for an absolute disaster. And a disaster is exactly what we got. So Finn takes Hope to his private clinic room at the hospital to check her out. A private room, just the two of them. Which, okay, maybe that's just standard procedure for VIPs or family members, but the optics of it are already terrible. Hope is laying there in the hospital bed, completely physically and emotionally shattered. She has nothing left. Her mother hates her, her family is at war, and she is just a broken shell of a person right now. And Finn, being the empathetic, caring guy that he always is trying to comfort her. He is standing by her bed, and he is tenderly wiping the sweat from her forehead. Let me repeat that. He is tenderly wiping the sweat from her forehead. It was such an intimate gesture. Too intimate, if you ask me. I mean, yes, he's a doctor, but he's not just taking her blood pressure. He is soothing her, and Hope is holding on to Finn's hand. No, she's not just holding it. She is gripping his hand like it is the only lifeline she has left in the entire world. She is clinging to him. And maybe I'm being too harsh on Hope here. The girl just lost her mother's love. She just woke up from passing out. She is probably terrified and just desperate for any kind of human connection and comfort. Okay, that sounded a bit dramatic, but you get what I mean. She is in a really bad place, but still, clinging to your biggest rival's husband? In a private, dimly lit hospital room, what were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? Because, of course, Steffy is in the building. Steffy has been absolutely boiling with rage. She is furious about the Logan fashion show. She is furious that Eric's haute couture event is being overshadowed. She is furious that Hope lied to her face and betrayed the family. Steffy is basically a walking volcano right now, and she is stomping through the hospital looking for her husband so she can vent to him about all of this. You can just hear the click, click, click of Steffy's heels echoing down the hospital hallway. You know that walk, the Steffy Forrester March of Doom. She is looking for Finn because Finn is her safe space. Finn is the one person who is supposed to be on her side no matter what. So Steffy opens the door to the private clinic room, and she just stops. Imagine what Steffy is seeing in that exact moment. She doesn't see a doctor treating a patient. She doesn't see her brother-in-law helping a family member who just had a panic attack. She sees her husband, her loyal, devoted husband. Standing over the woman she currently hates more than anyone else on the planet, she sees him wiping her forehead. She sees Hope staring up at him with those big, tear-filled, innocent eyes. And she sees Hope's hands wrapped tightly around Finn's hand. Steffy saw red, pure, unadulterated red, and honestly, I don't blame her. I really don't. If I walked into a room and saw my husband looking that cozy with my worst enemy, I would lose my mind too. Steffy completely explodes. She doesn't ask what happened. She doesn't ask if Hope is okay. She just goes straight into attack mode. And it was glorious and terrifying all at the same time. Steffy starts screaming at Hope. She accuses Hope of using her weakness to seduce Finn. She literally yells that Hope is playing the victim card to manipulate her husband right in the middle of a massive family crisis. You're using your weakness to seduce my husband. Those words are going to echo in the B&B fandom for months. Steffy is absolutely convinced that this is a calculated move. She thinks Hope is so desperate and so vindictive that she is now trying to steal Finn away just to hurt Steffy even more. And let's zoom out and talk about the bigger pattern here for a second. Because this isn't just about a hospital room. This is about a decade of history between these two women. How many times have we seen Hope and Steffy fight over a man? Usually, it was Liam bouncing back and forth between them like a ping-pong ball. And Steffy has always believed that Hope uses her sweet, innocent, broken routine to make men feel sorry for her. Steffy thinks Hope weaponizes her tears. So in Steffy's mind, this is just classic Hope Logan behavior. Hope causes a massive disaster at Forrester Creations, betrays everyone, gets disowned by Brooke, and now she's crying in a hospital bed, batting her eyelashes at Finn so he can play the White Knight and rescue her. But wait, let me second guess myself here. Is Hope actually doing that? I don't know. I really don't. Half of me thinks Hope is genuinely just having a medical crisis, and Finn was just being a good doctor. But the other half of me remembers that this is the bold and the beautiful, and the writers love to plant these little seeds. Is Hope developing feelings for Finn? Does she see him as this strong, stable man who is the exact opposite of the chaos that is Liam and Thomas? Maybe. Actually, yeah, I'm changing my mind right now. I think Hope might be leaning into this a little bit. Even if it's subconscious, she is gripping his hand so tightly. She isn't letting go when Steffy walks in. She is letting Finn defend her. And oh boy, does Finn try to defend her. Finn gets caught right in the middle of this massive, fiery screaming match. He is trying to de-escalate the situation. He is using his calm doctor voice, telling Steffy to lower her voice, telling her that Hope just had a severe panic attack and needs to rest. But telling Steffy Forrester to calm down when she is in a jealous rage is like throwing a bucket of gasoline onto a blazing fire. It just makes it worse. Much, much worse. Steffy turns her anger on Finn. She demands to know why he is in a private room with her. She demands to know why he is holding her hand. She is questioning his loyalty. And you guys, this is where it gets really dangerous for the Sin marriage. Finn always wants to see the good in people. We saw this with Sheila. Finn wanted to believe his birth mother could change, and it almost destroyed his marriage to Steffy. Steffy demands absolute, unquestioning loyalty. If Steffy hates someone, you have to hate them too. That is the Steffy Forrester rule of marriage. So for Finn to be showing empathy and tenderness to Hope right after Hope just tried to destroy Steffy's family company, that is a massive betrayal in Steffy's eyes. The shouting match in that clinic room was so intense. Hope is crying, trying to defend herself, saying she just passed out and Finn was just helping her. But her voice is weak, and she looks so fragile, which only makes Steffy angrier. Steffy is yelling that Hope is a manipulator, a traitor, a homewrecker in training. You took my family's designer, you tried to ruin my grandfather's show, and now you're trying to take my husband. I mean, the dialogue was just punching us right in the face. Short punches? Boom, boom, boom. The writers are not holding back. And Finn is just standing there, looking so conflicted. He loves his wife. He knows Steffy is hurting. But he is also a doctor, and he is looking at a patient who is on the verge of a complete nervous breakdown. He can't just throw Hope out into the hallway, but he also can't calm his wife down. Honestly, it's exhausting just watching this. I've been staring at the screen, rewinding this scene over and over, and my head is spinning. It feels like we are watching the beginning of the end for Steffy and Finn, or at least a massive, massive crack in their foundation. Because how do they move past this? Steffy is paranoid now. She is going to be watching Finn and Hope like a hawk. Every time Finn is late coming home, Steffy is going to wonder if he is checking on Hope's anxiety. Every time Hope is in the same room as Finn, Steffy is going to see her as a threat. And the fans on social media are already losing their minds over this. The comment sections are a war zone. You have the Team Steffy fans screaming that Hope is a manipulative snake who is trying to steal another husband. And then you have the Team Hope fans arguing that Steffy is an insecure, aggressive bully who is attacking a woman in a hospital bed. Let's be real, both sides kind of have a point. Steffy was completely out of line screaming at a patient in a medical clinic. That is wildly unprofessional and just mean. But Hope holding on to Finn's hand like that, it was weird. It was definitely weird. This whole storyline with Logan and Forrester is just spiraling out of control. It started as a business rivalry. Katie hired Hope. Hope betrayed Forrester. Brooke got mad. It was about fashion. It was about dresses and runway shows. But now it is deeply, deeply personal. Steffy isn't just fighting to protect Forrester Creations anymore. She is fighting to protect her marriage. She genuinely believes that Hope is coming for her life. And when Steffy Forrester feels threatened, she doesn't just play defense. She goes on the attack. She will scorch the earth to protect what is hers. And what is Hope going to do now? She is isolated. Brooke kicked her out. She is staying at the Spencer mansion with Liam, but Liam is Liam. He's supportive now, but how long does that last? If Hope starts leaning on Finn for emotional support, Liam is going to lose his mind too. We could be looking at a massive four-way disaster here. I just keep thinking about the look on Finn's face. He looked so shocked by Steffy's vitriol. I think Finn sometimes forgets how vicious the Forrester-Logan feud can be. He is a relatively normal guy who married into this chaotic, dramatic family. He doesn't have the decades of baggage that Steffy and Hope have. To him, Hope is just a relative who had a panic attack. To Steffy, Hope is a lifelong rival who is constantly trying to steal her happiness. They are speaking to completely different languages right now. And honestly, I don't see how Finn can bridge that gap. He is either going to have to completely abandon Hope and be cold to her, which goes against his nature as a doctor and a compassionate human being, or he is going to keep checking on her, keep being nice to her, and that is going to drive Steffy absolutely insane. I mean, what were the writers thinking setting this up? Are they really going to go there? Are they going to put Hope and Finn together? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, even suggesting it, but the chemistry in that hospital room was something. It was definitely something. Maybe it's just the trauma bonding. Hope is traumatized by Brooke. Finn is traumatized by Steffy's constant screaming. Maybe they just find peace with each other. Okay, wow, I am really rambling now and getting carried away with the theories. But you guys know how this show works. A tender forehead wipe today is a secret hotel room meeting 6 months from now. That is just the bold and beautiful way. The fallout from this clinic fight is going to be massive. Steffi is going to double down on her revenge against the Hope by Logan line. She isn't just going to try to beat them in sales. She is going to try to humiliate Hope publicly. And Hope, who might have felt guilty before, might just get angry now. If Steffi is going to accuse her of being a manipulative homewrecker, maybe Hope will decide to actually become one. I don't know. I'm exhausted. This show is exhausting. But I will be right back here tomorrow watching every single second of it, because I have to know what happens next. Will Finn stand up to Steffi? Will Hope let go of his hand? We'll see. Let me know in the comments if you are Team Steffi or Team Hope on this one, because I honestly can't decide today.